All right, so here's my seat. So this is what I plan on doing. You see all the staples, so I'm gonna have to basically pull all the staples. That's how it's usually done. A lot of people, they will take off all the staples and take off the cover completely before they then they trim the foam down. What I'm gonna do is it's gonna be slightly different. I'm gonna pull all the staples. This is the front of the seat here, so pull all the staples till I get to about right here. And when I get to right here, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave all these staples alone. So this is the back of the seat, or the back of the bike. So I'm gonna leave this alone. The reason why I'm gonna do that and not take these off is because right now the seat is basically it's all aligned. The seat cover to the seat, it's all aligned, and so it's all nice and centered and everything. So if I leave this right here alone, later on after I trim the foam, I can put the seat cover back. I don't have to worry about being the being misalignment on the seat cover. So that's the plan. Let's see what do I need to take off here besides the staples. I think I have to take off this little mounting bracket right here, so that way I could get access to taking the staples off of here, but also restapling it right here as well. That's about it. Just need some tools. Probably a little flathead to loosen up the staples. Then I need some pliers to grab it and pull it out. And I need to figure out how long these staples are too. So when I restaple it, I have the correct length. If you go too long, it's gonna poke through. Right? It's gonna, you don't want it to go too long because it'll poke through. And also when you sit down at the edge, you put your weight at the edge, for example, you might feel the staple poking at you. But you don't want it to be too short where it could lose its grip and it could come out. If that spot where it's too short or whatever, if it gets stressed or get pulled on. So yeah, so that's the game plan. All right, got all the staples out, and I left these staples here. That way, when I put the seat cover back on, it's nice and centered and everything's aligned, and I don't have to worry about anything. All I have to do is just pull it tight, and that's it. So everything, all the other staples are off. So now we just need to peel this back. Let's do the sides a little bit. The back. There you go. Nice and easy. Nice new foam. So as this foam ages, it'll start to yellow. And that's how it is. Seat cover, everything nice and new. It looks so strange when it's new. I'm so used to looking at old. Every time I see seat foam, I'm also used to seeing old stuff where it's completely all yellowed out. So there's my foam. Now I just need to mark it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see where the low spot is. I'm just gonna kind of look between this, this side here and here. I could kind of eyeball where the low marks are, so I could point the low marks, or I could mark the low marks, I should say. Mark the low marks, so I know where it is. Then then I could mark another line, another mark that gives me about 1 inch of foam, right? Then that's the line where I will cut the foam. So let's do that. Let me get a marker. All right, so what I did was just basically I looked back here and I looked over here and I just kind of put my finger in like so. I sort of gauge about how much where the pan basically more or less or where the foam touches the pan and goes along like so. So that's one side. I need to do the other side. So to keep it more consistent, I mean I can do the same thing to the other side, but I might be slightly off. Maybe a little bit further this way, that way, you know. So on the other side, I might be, you know, a little bit further higher or a little bit lower, or might not. The spot might be over here or over here or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna measure the distance from, you know, the pan here, so that way I could go all the way across to this other side and make the same distance. So that way it's the both sides is uniform. All right. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so this line right here should be about where the pan, where it hits the pan. So I want to have, you know, basically about an inch away from there, possibly an inch away. So I'm gonna follow, you know, follow this thing about an inch away. So I guess my trimming is gonna start probably about right here somewhere, around here. I think probably like around right here somewhere. Let's see. An inch. That's about an inch right there. All right. It's about an inch right here. Inch. So basically just go follow this down. As far as, you know, what my tape measure is, I want to be as perpendicular to the pan as possible. Right there, so that's follow that. Follow this line here. That's it, that's what I'm following. So this is where I'm gonna be cutting right here, this top line here. So it's not much. You know, here's only, the thickness right here is only about an inch. So basically, where I'm gonna be sitting, which is actually gonna be like about right here or so. So I'm actually taking even less than an inch right there. A little bit further back, you know, over here is about an inch. Right here is actually less than an inch. So I'm not taking off much. Yeah, I don't think I'm taking off much. I need to do the same thing on the other side. This side here. You have to understand that this pan here is not, you know, it's not flat, right? There's all these different contours. So I'm not picking the, for example, this right here would be like a low point. So I'm not picking the low point. I'm actually picking the high points. Wherever the high point is, you know, the point that sticks up higher, that's where I'm marking. That's where I'm marking my my pan line. So I think if you pick the low point, that would be a bad idea, because you will actually hit the you probably hit the pan if you do that. hands are all dirty. You know, the foam's getting all dirty. When I first took it off, it looked like brand new, shiny. Now it looks all dirty. That's okay. Just gonna cover goes up, and it doesn't matter once that happens, anyways. So no big deal. So here, an inch off. Okay, got those markings. So now you just need to run the line across here. I think this right here is pretty close. This line here. Run it straight across. That there. Here as well. So that's it. So that's what I'm taking off there. So yeah, down here it's just about an inch. Up here where the low point is actually a little bit less than an inch, but something like that. Trim it off like that. So I think I'm good there. Let's see. Should double check. Where's my cap? Let's go here. So what I want to do is I want to kind of eyeball it again. Just make sure that both sides is pretty much about the same. What I'm doing is I'm actually running my finger like pretty much right along the line. And so like for example, my index, I'm gonna run my nail right here, right? And do the same thing on the other side. And my thumb, I'm just gonna kind of put my thumb like this. So that's just sort of, you know, it's sort of like the same height right here. So as I move around, they should feel about the same. This is just a rough, you know, rough measurement. It's not that exact, but it's close enough. Yeah, I think it's pretty even. So now I just need to cut this. So basically, you have to use a serrated knife. The easiest thing to do is use a mechanical knife. The you know, like a turkey knife. You know, that's like that reciprocates. But unfortunately for me, I don't have one of those. I only have a regular serrated knife. You know, a bread knife. I guess you could use it as a bread knife, but yeah, I guess it's a bread knife. But yeah, I guess you could also cut turkeys with that as well. But I have that. But the other thing to be mindful is this width here. You want your knife to be longer than this by at least a couple inches, because you need to, you know, you need to work back and forth in a sawing action, right? So, so that's important. I'm not sure if my knife is this long. I might have to like, I might have to go to Walmart and just buy a little cheap, really cheap serrated knife that's really long, and hopefully, you know, because I think the knife I have is it's literally like probably only like this, so I can't use that. It won't, you know, it won't cut straight. It's gonna be off. You want it to be longer from you know, from both ends basically sticking out. So at least a couple inches longer than the actual width of the seat right here. So I think I have to pause now and do this another day. Oh shoot, I can't even do it tomorrow because tomorrow's Christmas. So everything's on pause right now, I guess. Okay, that's about as far as I could go. Everything's on pause because tomorrow's Christmas. So I need to get some bolts for my rack. I need to get some bolts for my handguards. I need to get the serrated knife. I need to get some staples. Actually, I think I have this size staple. So this is the staple size right here. Let's see how long this staple is. It's probably metric. But let's see how long this is. This looks like it's a 1/4 inch. Well, actually just shy of a 1/4 inch. It's actually not I was gonna say 3/16, but it's actually longer than 3/16. Longer than 3/16, but less than a 1/4 inch. So right between there. So let's see what they have. Actually, I'll bring this with me to the hardware store. See what they got. So anyway, so yeah, that's it for now. Until the next clip. All right, let's look at the seat from this angle. Right, what I'm gonna trim. So this top line is what I'm gonna trim. So this bottom line here, that's where the seat pan is. The seat pan, basically, if you could poke your finger far enough to hit that, you'll hit the seat pan. And the seat pan itself is not, you know, it's not perfectly flat along this line. It has dimension ups and downs. So this line here is where the high point of the seat pan is. So it's the upper end of the seat pan. Some parts of the seat pan actually goes lower, but it's not constantly lower, you know. So I chose all the high spots because I don't want to, you know, because if you let's say, for example, if I chose the low spot, some of the low spots are actually like 1/2 inch away or even more. So if it's down here, then also if I draw my line inch down, I'll be so close to the hard part where if I sit down, I will actually feel the hard, you know, the hard plastic on the seat pan. So I don't want that. So that's why I made this bottom line at the high point of the seat pan. So I'm leaving an inch of space approximately to give me that cushion. So let's look at it here, like so. All right. Let's look at what the peg is. The peg's right here. If I go straight up, the peg is about right there, and you don't necessarily sit right there. Maybe if you're like doing some really technical stuff and you sit, you know, further up right here, but most likely not, you know. So the low spot of the seat is actually right about, let's see, actually straighten this out. So the low part of the seat is right about, right in here, right about right there. So after I trim this down, that won't be the low spot anymore. This right here won't be the low spot. No, the low spot will be a few inches back, which is actually fine because I'm not gonna sit it. You know, if you sit up right here, you know, that's it. When it's like really technical, when you go riding dirt, it's really technical. You want to be, you know, a little bit further up instead of sitting back. So that's where you know, you would end up. But normally when you're riding, you're not up right here. You're a little bit further back. So that's why, you know, that's why I actually like having the low spot a little bit further back. And if I look at my angle here of the flatness, I'm even, you know, going down more than I am with the stock height. That means basically it's going to be more of a saddle. It'll saddle me into the spot even more, you know, around right here. So where the low point is, about right there, right here. So that's, I'm okay with that. I think I'm sitting pretty far back. So right here, this is where the strap is, the little passenger strap. It's right here. And when I'm sitting, you know, at least when I'm cruising on the highway, anyways, my tailbone is like, it's literally like pretty much touching that strap. So my tailbone's back here. So this whole spot right here, you know, my crotch would be somewhere around right here. You know, but if I'm going dirt, and if it's a little bit more technical, I would slide my weight a little bit more forward. You know, unless I'm going downhill, then I would slide my weight back. But you know, normally when it gets more technical, you would slide your weight a little bit more forward, or slide yourself a little bit more forward. So anyways, yeah. So that's the level there. So yeah. So I'm actually, I went to Walmart and look at the serrated knives that they had. The serrated knife they had was only 8 inches, and this right here is, I think I measured 9 inches, so 8 inches is not long enough. If you try to cut use a knife that's too short, it's gonna make a mess. It won't be even. You know, your two lines, this side versus this side, it won't match up. So I actually ordered a 14-inch serrated bread knife on Amazon. So that's gonna give me plenty of space to poke through both sides. That way, on the handle, I have one hand, and the other side, I'm gonna have you know, several inches, so I can at least hold the blade and guide it. So that way, the blade will match up with the line that I made on both sides. So that way, as I go back and forth, I could get that as even as possible. I know both sides is not perfectly, you know, the level is not perfect with each other, but I would use the shaver to shave it down and making sure that everything's nice and smooth after I cut this little slab off. So that's the progress of this seat so far. I just waiting for the knife. I probably won't get that until, I think, let's see, what's today? Today is Monday. I don't think I'm gonna get that until next week because of all the holidays, the delivery. I mean, it's already past Christmas, but still, it's a lot of packages. All right, thanks for watching.